So we're back with another recap video. Hayden is here once again. Hayden, take it away.
So yeah, obviously starting off with the New York Mets. The Mets getting the sweep of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Game 1. The Mets were able to power their way past the Snakes in Phoenix. Starting things off, Starling Marte gave them a 3-run lead with a 3-run shot. Heading on into the 5th inning, Brandon Nimmo on a power surge ties this game up with a ball right over the center field wall to give the Mets the lead 4-3. Moving things on for the big hit that really mattered, Francisco Alvarez provided some big clutch power, a 2-run shot, which later gave the Mets a 6-4 win. Heading on into Game 2, it was a pitcher's duel. Kodai Senga was on the bump for the New York Mets, and tip of the cap to Senga, arguably one of his best starts as a New York Met in his rookie campaign. Senga was dealing 8 innings, striking out 12, only giving up 1 run on 4 hits. Ghost forkball, fastball, phenomenal. On the opposing side, Tommy Henry was pretty solid as well. 6 innings, 0 runs, 2 hits to this Mets offense. However, despite Arizona gaining the lead in the 7th inning via a home run from Christian Walker, the Mets were able to rally back. As the Mets were down to their final strike, the rookie sensation, Francisco Alvarez, our favorite, decided to come through once again and hit a solo home run to the opposite field. But that didn't stop the Mets there. Brett Baty followed with a base hit, and Mark Canha drove him in with an RBI triple, giving the Mets the lead and to win the game 2-1. Now, moving on to Game 3 in the final game of this 3-game series, the Mets going for the sweep. Their bats stayed sizzling. Starting things off in the 1st inning, Pete Alonso continues to show more of a power surge, and he hits a 2-run homer. The Mets later scored 5 runs in the 3rd inning thanks to a Jeff McNeil RBI double. Of course, Francisco Alvarez continuing to homer to help secure the Mets a series sweep. For reference, the Mets are on a 5-game win streak. Small sample size, is it a lot to base off of? You could be the judge of that. But taking an example, as of June 30th, the New York Mets were 10 games back of the last wild card spot. A couple of weeks later, they are 6.5 games back from the last wild card spot. So the dog days of summer are coming. July is here. The June swoon is over. So hopefully the Mets, we'll see if they can pick things up in July and in the second half.
Now, since my last video, the Angels have gone in the opposite direction. If you remember my last recap video, I was praising the Angels were staying competitive in that tough AL West, They were tied for 2nd place with the Houston Astros 2 weeks ago. Well, it's a totally different story. They're in 3rd place, and they're 6.5 games back of the 1st place Rangers. Not to mention, their 2nd best player on the ball club, Mike Trout, is now out. He's injured for 4 to 8 weeks after just undergoing a left wrist surgery to repair a hamate bone. Now, with these harsh realities presented to the Halos, the multi-million-dollar question has arose again. We tried to go over that in the last recap video. Of course, that is regarding Shohei Ohtani and what his future is in Southern California. Now, despite many baseball experts, including myself, feeling that the answer should be yes, you should trade Shohei Ohtani. Trade him right now. Trade him today. Trade him tomorrow. Trade him yesterday. Do it now, ASAP. That answer could not be farther from what the Angels are planning to do as an organization with this phenom. In short, the Angels, they're not going to trade Shohei Ohtani prior to the August 1st deadline. No matter how ugly the situation gets or how tempting a potential trade proposal is from another club, doesn't matter. They could offer them the moon and the stars. They're just not going to trade him. So the question is, besides producing insane results on the field, how else has Ohtani been benefiting the Angels? Well, basically, Ohtani is single-handedly making the Angels organization money hand over fist in pure merchandise sales, game day promotions, commercials, brand deals, and so many other off-the-field endeavors. Now, Ohtani is the closest thing a baseball player has gotten to how modern-day basketball stars are treated and promoted away from their sport. From the Angels' perspective, if you're literally the only MLB franchise to have this type of sports celebrity a part of your organization, why in the hell would you even think of parting ways with him just to get a couple of, no-name top prospects who have been ranked out of a top 50 or top 100 list from a bunch of BS nerds who write for Sports Illustrated or MLB.com or some other godforsaken sports site that doesn't know jack basically about the minor leagues? I mean, to me, that doesn't seem sensible. That's not a good business decision, and that's exactly where the Angels are coming from. A business decision. Right now, what happens on the field happens on the field. Ohtani can't win the Angels ball games every night. He just can't. He's only one guy. Even with Mike Trout healthy, they can't be a two-man show here. They can't. This is a sport in which everybody, all 9 guys on the field, have to participate in some way or another to rack up a win against a major league club. So basically what it comes down to is the Angels, again, like I said, making the business decision. In order to keep their business afloat and profiting, keeping Ohtani in an Angel uniform is the most sensible, the most logical, the smartest decision the Angels cannot make. They're not trading him. Bottom line, they're not going to trade him, and I would not blame them. Really, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd love to see Ohtani in the postseason as a fan, of course. But every team, like I said in another video, every team who we thought would nab Ohtani at the deadline, aside from the Dodgers, pretty much sucks. Now, moving on, Trevor Bauer could be headed back to the States, or at least he should be in my opinion, okay? This is a tweet from Dan Clark that sums up Bauer's latest success. He says, in his last 6 NPB starts between June the 3rd and July the 6th, Bauer is 5-0, has a 2.18 ERA. All 6 starts have been quality starts. He's thrown 2 complete games, that's a big one. He struck out 51 batters, and his fastball has topped out at nearly 100 miles an hour, and he tossed 128 pitches a couple nights ago. That's damn impressive. I don't care where you pitch. I don't care if you pitch in college, in the major leagues, in the minor leagues, in Little League, in Japan, in Korea. I really don't care. That is damn impressive. I mean, if Alek Manoah sent down to the Florida Complex League, and he's already back up to the majors right now, getting a nod in Detroit, his first start back after being absolutely awful. This guy, Trevor Bauer, deserves a start in the States, at least an opportunity. If teams were smart, picking up Trevor Bauer would be the smartest move made this entire 2023 season. Trevor Bauer, I mean, whatever you say about the guy, whether you hate him, you love him, you gotta respect him. I respect the hell out of him as a pitcher. He's a bulldog, he's a fighter. He has one of the best pure stuff in my humble opinion. His slider is elite. His fastball velocity, as you just saw, has been improving drastically. And again, he's been working on a changeup, I've heard. So I think a team should pick him up. I think they'd be smart to do so. I think the baggage is the baggage, but whatever. All those allegations have been false or thrown out of court or settled out of court. So I like the guy. He's a great pitcher. He deserves a chance. And that's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. As always, I will catch you guys later.